Hey, I'm Brandon. It's Wednesday now. On my last video, I said that I would post a video on Wednesday. So here I am on Wednesday. Thing is, I didn't know it's Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day. Right now, I want to show you my art. On my last video, I was talking about the comic book I was working on. I was working on a comic book called Elementus Special Operations Unit. It was written and created by Keith Braun and colored by Solur or something. Drawn and inked by Brandon Nielsen. Me. This is what it looks like. I'm going to show you inside the pages. Keep in mind, this is actually my work. This is what I drew. I drew that in ink, and then someone else colored it over my work. More pages, but I don't want to show you the whole thing because basically I'm giving away a comic book, so it wouldn't be fair to keep on. But that's the comic I was working on, and I worked on 5 different comic books on Elementus Special Operations Unit. I was working on head sculpt, and I was working on like an action figure. Like literally, I make an action figure. I know how to make it. And I can prove it to you. I made Superman, Christopher Reeve. I wanted to make him because I'm a big Christopher Reeve Superman fan. And the fact that I was a big fan, it was much easier for me to work on it extra hard because I enjoyed working on something like this. So this is the Superman I was working on. This is my work. So that's my work. I made the cape. See the cape. I went to the fabric store and bought different fabrics for making this Superman suit. I actually made the suit. It's stretchy. And I made this suit 100% from scratch. I made it, I cut it, I sew it, I made a shield, as you can see here. I used screen printing on the S symbol. It's really small, so I screen printed it with yellow ink on top of the red fabric material. The belt is made of electric tape. And I made the boots as well. You see a little bit of gloss, just like in the movie. And it's flexible too. I can move it around like this. I can move his head. And I move the arm. I can rotate the arm. up and down. You can rotate the wrists. And the legs, it's very minimal because it's actually a homemade figure. It's not something I got from the store. Like, I actually made an entire figure with clay and springs and strings. So yeah, it's something I'm very, very proud of. I really like my work on this one. And the boot, if you take it off, it looks like this. It's basically stretchy. It's really like an actual cloth. It's a piece of cloth, and you can stretch it on and take it off. See? It's really tricky to make those. You won't find anything like this ever. You won't find it in any eBay, Etsy, none. You will never find anything like this. I'm the only one who can make these things. You know why? Because I am the best artist. I made a video of Christopher Reeve as Clark Kent, and you'll check it out in the link below. Also made the kryptonite. I can put it. This kryptonite is actually made of candy. I'm planning to make another Superman Christopher Reeve figure, and this time it'll be much bigger. So the one I made, that's 12 inches. But the one I'm currently making right now is going to be about 22 inches tall. It's going to be a big figure that I'm going to make, and I made the head already, which looks like this. You see the glossy eyes here. You can see the back. Yes, detail in the back of the hair. I made the neck, but the neck looks kind of ugly, but I'm working on it now. There's a 12-inch head I made, and there's a 22-inch head that I'm making right now. Big difference in size. Like I said, I'm gonna make a manga comic book, and I'm actually not bullshitting. I'm pretty serious about this. So this is a sketch piece. It's not a final piece. So Achievement Man would look, the cover of the book would look something like this. Let's see. And I like putting numbers on the pages, which current comic books, Western comic books, don't ever do. They never do this unless it's like a volume book, but they never do it. It's table of content. You see these chapters here? It would say chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. This is the Chivo Man here. He's posing, you know. And it would say art and story by Brandon Nielsen. And you can see the pages. I hope you can see it. Again, it's not a final piece, it's just a little sketch. This is basically a stick figure drawing that I'm drawing. It's not my full potential at all. So, yeah. As you can see, this is read backwards. So it's the way manga does, it reads backwards from the right to left. So from right to left, and down, right to left. I got about 10 pages done so far, but I'm still working on it. I have like about 90 more pages left to go. So I have a long way to go. This is a fill-in. It's called Second. I don't know if you can see it, but this. So basically, this is a villain that has 4 arms, and he's basically almost like Spider-Man, but he's a villain. So Achievement Man will be facing him in the comic book. These are Achievement Man facial expressions. And it's a little weird, it doesn't look quite manga, but it's the best I can do for now. This is one of the characters in Achievement Man. This is some girl that he liked. I don't know if you can see it, it's really hard to see. This is what the cover looks like. That's Achievement Man. So, oh boy, it's a lot of work. I also want to make masks, like a Halloween mask, made of latex. But that will come out. That will come later, maybe. I went to the store yesterday to buy 25 pounds of clay, and I bought a dummy head. A dummy head. And I want to make a mask over this, basically. And what will the mask look like? A monster. I want it to look really cool. So what I did is I drew a mask. This is what a mask looks like. With 3 eyes. It looks cool. I like. The reason why I drew this is because when I was in elementary school, I made a mask that looked like that. It had 3 eyes. I painted the head on the sides in purple, and I would add like teeth on it, and it had silver painting in the middle of the face. But I lost my monster mask with the 3 eyes. I've always loved that mask because it was like kind of like a highlight of my work at the time when I was a kid. But now I want to make a mask like I used to make back then. I also want to make a Chivo Man action figure, and like I just showed you of this Superman figure, I can actually make an action figure from scratch. I can. So right now I wanna make a box of where you put an action figure in a box and it becomes into a collectible. I want to make something like that for a Chivo Man. I think it would be cool, and I can hang it up on the wall. 3 years ago, I was working on an old project called Secret Toys, but it never worked because I cared too much about this project, because I'm afraid people will steal my work of Secret Toys. Secret Toys is my old project. It had an amazing story, in my opinion. Amazing storyline. And it's basically almost like Toy Story, but with action figures. But I'll have to worry about making that later. For now, I'm just gonna make a Chivo Man. It'll be a simple superhero character. It has to be simple, it has to be quick, and I have to make it happen. I made something like this. You can put an action figure in there, and you can just, hang it up on the wall, and it looks really cool when you hang it up, especially that it's handmade. See, it's superposable. Secret Toys. Damn, I missed this project, but I'll make that happen later. For now, a Chivo Man. Now that I'm working on a Chivo Man, I want to make a Chivo Man action figure with a package. A package would look something like this. It's not finished, but it's the box, and I plan to spray paint over it. And I want to, spray paint it like orange, yellow, and white. Maybe blue and white too, kind of a mixture. And you can see the title up there, Chivo Man. So I'm working on that. I also want to make a statue of a Chivo Man. I made a head, but the face, the nose, is a little too long, so I'm currently making another one. I made a head of a Chivo Man. That's a Chivo Man. I made a head of a Chivo Man. This is what a Chivo Man looks like. My problem with this head is the nose. The nose is a little too long. So right now I'm making a different statue of a Chivo Man. And this time I'm going to make a nose smaller. And it has a body on it. Made of epoxy sculpt. It air dries. The clay air dries. So it's taking me a little while to get this done, but it's almost done now. So hopefully it'll be done by next week or 2 weeks. See, it's taking me a long time because it requires to dry. It requires hours to dry. So this is made of air dry clay. I plan to sculpt the head of Achievo Man. Sculpt the head. I plan to sculpt a different one, and his nose will be a little smaller, and better hairstyle. This is a little weird, but I'm gonna do a better hair because the neck will be there, so it will be easier for me to make a longer hair for Achievo Man. He has a long hair, it kind of looks like a mullet, but not really. That's it. Subscribe if you want to get updated about my work, and see what I plan to make, what I'm making right now. If you subscribe to me, you're basically supporting me in what I do. I hope you enjoy. See you next Wednesday.